there's three main things that you need to cover in the area of where are we now. The first one, which is hands down the most important, is your culture, the culture of your organization. And maybe you haven't actually put much effort into this. Maybe you don't have a mission statement or a vision statement, or maybe you do and you haven't even looked at it in 5 years. These kinds of things are so critical because when you're faced with an alternative, we're going to do A or we're going to do B, and you can't figure out which one you want to do, looking at your vision, your mission, your values can actually create a guiding principle to help you figure out A or B. So culture is very important. If you don't have well-defined mission, vision, values, perhaps the first half of the day should be devoted to this. The other thing that's important to know is where your firm stands from a benchmarking perspective against other firms of similar size and the best performing firms of similar size. So again, if you're going to go through this planning process, why plan to be like everybody else? You want to actually outperform everybody else. So this is just a simple output. Obviously, you can't read this slide, but to give you an idea, it's an income statement. The far left column is last year, then you have the next column is this year, so the results for those 2 years, so you can compare against the last year's results. But then the next column is average performance, and the column after that is the best 25%. So you can benchmark across and see, you know, what is the average for total compensation or average for employee benefits, or what's the best 25% on facilities cost? Why are we spending double or triple that amount? And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to change what you're doing, but what it means is you need to figure out why you're doing that, and is that intentional? And if it is, then that's fine, but it's important to know. So this is just one example of your own benchmarking concept. The third thing that's very important is the state of the industry. And of course, you guys had a chance to sit through John Wepler going through everything that's going on in the industry as it relates to M&A, as it relates to technology, as it relates to agency performance in general, as it relates to the rate environment, economic environment, government political components. All of this stuff is very important, regardless of your own intentions of mergers and acquisitions and things like that. It's important to know what's going on. What kind of disruption is taking place? You know, if a large transaction takes place in your backyard, maybe there's something that you can take advantage of in terms of, you know, disgruntled producers who leave, or disruptions in the marketplace with their accounts that you might have on your list as those key choice accounts that you've been planning to chase. So understanding the state of the industry is very important as you decide to think about today what kind of decisions you're going to make today facing tomorrow.